It's going to be, it's called 2 Hours to Midnight. It is 10 o'clock to midnight on Saturdays with yours truly. Corey Roddick and Pat Butler are going to be with me as well. And it's going to be 2 hours of nothing but metal. So I'm taking suggestions from people. I've heard from a lot of local bands. If I like your stuff, I'll play it. That's as diplomatic as I can get. But it's going to be this Saturday night. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Are there going to be any local bands featured this week?
Probably not week one.
Yeah.
Because I've gotten a handful that I'm going to go through. A few of them have been awful. And so I'm not going to...
Can we play those ones on this show?
No, because I don't want to make anybody feel bad. I want everybody to follow their bliss creatively and do whatever. But there is an email address if you have something you'd like us to play. If you have something local that you'd like to enjoy, that email address is to h2m@wmms.com. And those will come to me. We got a Facebook page that's going to be up soon. But it's going to be me and Corey and Pat, and we're very much looking forward to it. So this Saturday night, 2 hours to midnight, 10 o'clock, here on WMMS. The return of the metal. Because we the three of us have kind of different things that we dig. Mm-hmm. So between the three of us, I think we're really going to kind of cover the spectrum. But as we get our feet wet with this show, and as the weeks go on, we'll kind of figure out, how we really want it to sound, and you guys will tell us, too, how you want it to sound. But that's this Saturday night. Your Cleveland Cavaliers did what they were supposed to do and beat the Detroit Pistons the other night by a pretty sizable margin. Well, I should say they do what every other team does and beat the Detroit Pistons. 114-90 was the final here at home on Saturday. They're still here. They're going to play the Celtics. They just lost to them in Boston by a much narrower margin. So they get another crack at them tonight. 7 o'clock tonight here on MMS. Celtics Cavs over at the Romo Fijo. When we roll out at 6:30, that's when your Cavs pregame will begin if you want to get tip to taint on the Cavs game tonight. And remember, use a promo code SHAMROCK. Is it Shamrock?
It's Shamrock.
Shamrock.
I've been sending the message a lot. A lot of people hit me up. What's the promo code?
At CLE Clothing Company. If you want to shop online, we've got, I don't know if those Buzzard St. Patty's Day t-shirts are sold out. They are online only.
I think most sizes are, but I think there might be a few left.
Okay. Well, let's see if you're a small or a double XL. Maybe you'll be in luck. But go to their website or just one of their stores. You can use the promo code SHAMROCK all this month, and you get 20% off. I was talking about how we were talking about the kiosk at McDonald's. And they're not alone in that these kiosks are the first foray into them not having anyone behind the counter. Mm-hmm. We went to a conveyor belt sushi joint on Friday because we were out Friday because of the Guardians game. Have you been out to one of these places? To my knowledge, it's the only one of its kind so far. There's going to be somebody who's going to take that concept and do it somewhere else. It's in other cities. It's an old place that we used to get sushi all the time. It used to be called Charm Thai. It was easily one of my favorite sushi places in the air, and it was right there at Parma. And now it's another place. It's called Watami, and it is a conveyor belt sushi restaurant.
Yeah, my friend was there yesterday, actually, and said that they enjoyed the concept but didn't love the sushi.
Oh, I thought the food was great.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, for what you might have expected from it, we thought it was awesome.
Okay.
And it just comes by, and all the plates have different colors, and the menu, it tells you
what they cost.
Yeah, red and yellow are raw. These are cooked. These are $2.75. These are $3.75.
Because it doesn't have a bunch on there. It's got like 3 rolls, right?
No. It's a huge menu.
Oh, it's a huge.
Yeah, huge.
No, I mean like each plate doesn't have like a ton of sushi on it.
Well, you get 3 little things.
Yeah.
Which is kind of what you normally get, I think, at some places. Some of these places where you get
for
sushi.
$2.75, that's about right. For the price.
Yeah.
Because sometimes
and everybody
you
ends
order
up
sushi
with,
and it's like $12, but you're getting a giant amount of sushi for that $12.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, they give you like a whole full-on roll. Yeah, I don't need that. I'd much rather have
other stuff, and
much rather have the tiny plates coming by. It was great.
So I will eat off a small plate.
Yes, I will. In a booth with my back to everyone.
Okay.
Well, because they put us towards the back, and as I was turning around to see, because we got there a little early-ish, and by the time we left, there was a line out the door. But as I turned around, the people behind us, the guy goes, "Hate the show," and I go, "Oh, hey, thanks." And I said something dumb like, how was your conveyor sushi? I mean, I don't know what I said. I was making small talk. And they're like, okay, we're getting out of here. But yeah, no, it was great. It's dynamite. So there's got to be somebody that's going to be ready to like rip this off and do it somewhere else. But for what they were doing there, the chefs that were back there working overtime because they got to constantly fill the gaps in the belt. And everybody ends up with a stack, of a
plates,
dozen, of tons of plates. We ended up with like 20 plates.
Sheesh. Sushi.
Well, because they're running the desserts by.
Okay.
And they're running the drinks by. And they're running the, that kind
everything's on a conveyor belt.
Yeah, everything kind of is. Yeah. I mean, our daughter was with us, so they have like, apple juice boxes.
Mm-hmm.
You grab that and take that down. They got the little, like Japanese sodas, the little uncarbonated little peach things in the plastic. You take those down. And sometimes it's difficult to ascertain what's what because they're on plates, but they're under domes, and you're trying to kind of match it with what's on the menu. But after a while, I was like, I was like, I'll just try this. Yeah. I'll pull this down and,
Was there a time when you had your eye on something and you see it coming down the conveyor belt and you're just hoping it makes it past the gauntlet of other booths and because it could get snatched up before it gets to you?
No, because we were right next to where they were preparing the food.
Okay, so you were in the prime spot.
So whatever they put on, literally, there was one booth on the other side of us. It went to them first, us second. But the conveyor runs through the entire restaurant.
That's what I'm saying. So if you're like later in it and you're just like, that's what I've been waiting for. I've been waiting for a spicy Philadelphia roll, and you see it coming your way, and it keeps getting snatched by tables in front of you. You're like, God damn it.
Didn't have that problem, probably because of where we were sitting. We go again, and if we're seated in the middle of the restaurant, maybe I'll have a different report for you.
Yeah.
But it was a very it was entertaining and it was good. And yes,
I wish I liked seafood more. Like I never was like a sushi guy, and the people that like sushi, like they swear by it. They're like, I can't believe you don't like sushi. And
well, I can fully believe when somebody doesn't like sushi. I think it's an acquired taste.
Yeah, it never.
I'm never surprised if somebody goes, I don't like sushi. Okay, I love it.
Like I don't like sushi. I don't like shrimp, but I do like crab and lobster, if that makes sense.
Well, you can get
and salmon.
You could get a crab roll.
Yeah, or a salmon roll
or a salmon roll.
The salmon is like smoked salmon, so you might like that.
I was just thinking.
What about shrimp tempura, where they deep fry it and then they roll it up? Would you like that?
I don't know. It's a texture thing.
No, but it's deep fried. I figured he'd like it. Yeah. Anything if they deep fry it.
I don't think I've ever had it, but I just remember that meal, that dinner we had on the beach in Jamaica, and that was the first time I had, because it was in Jamaica, I wasn't going to turn it down. They had jumbo shrimp, and I'm like, I don't really like this, but I'm not going to not try it, and it was okay. It was,
you could in a situation like that, you could always feign an allergy.
No, but I think I would be mad at myself if I didn't try it, because I'm like, even if it's like shrimp, the way they prepare it might be different than they prepare it in the States, so I might like it. But it was still shrimp, and it still had the shrimp texture, but it was huge. I've never seen a shrimp that big before.
Plus, you don't want to get yourself painted into a corner where you come back home and you go, I'm sorry, I'm going to need the shrimp the way it was prepared to me on the beach in Jamaica.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, sir.
Jamaican
Off
beach
with
shrimp.
you now. That's right.
Yeah, the only time I'll have a dinner better than that is if I eat at the White House, which might not ever happen.
It might not.
Wait a second. So to you, it's Jamaica Beach with a private chef, White House. That there's no.
I don't know.
That's the only conceivable step up, the White House.
I don't know what.
During the Trump White House, it was all Big Macs and chicken nuggets.
Well, I'm just saying, I don't know in which like a scenario that I would have a meal better than that. What scenario would I have a 9-course meal
something like
on
that
the beach? And each meal came with like a story, and the waiters came and like took the little silver top off in front of you.
Oh, so you mean all the pomp and
yes,
circumstance,
everything,
not just the food.
Being catered to, like the whole dinner itself. It was.
Well, maybe you'll have that. Maybe you'll be in a situation where that'll happen. You know, I've gone on many, many junkets over the course of my broadcasting career. And maybe you'll have an opportunity to do something like that again. I thought you were just talking about the quality of the food.
No,
which was dynamite. But okay. See, I'm always I'm always a little I become a little uncomfortable with all that pomp and circumstance. I don't need that. I'm too Midwestern for that. Just you can tell me how it was made, and then I'll but the whole thing, the scimitars and the flaming torches, and They want to put on a show for you, but
it was cracking me up because I was just thinking about me and Ian were dying because, we're having these big elaborate meals. We're having salmon baked in bamboo and the jumbo shrimp and whatever else we had. And then the guy comes out like, Caesar salad. He said, Caesar. I'm like, what story's behind this? It's lettuce, homie. How he gonna jazz it up? He's making a LinkedIn profile for Caesar salad. I'm like, come on, sell it. Sell it to me, homie.
But that's what they're there for,
I wonder, did he get like the short end of the stick? Did he come to work late that day and everyone's having these, incredible meals and side dishes and he's like, Caesar salad. What is it? Is there any special? Nope. Is Caesar dressing? Are these croutons made? Nope. Just regular croutons.
These aren't made from Jamaican wheat or something,
Was this lettuce?
The foothills of the mountains?
I was gonna say, was this lettuce grown in like one of the one of the Marley's backyards? Nope. Just regular. We got it from the store.
Just anchovy paste. Just right. Did you catch the anchovies yourself? Did you grow the romaine?
I just think back on that.
Nope. Just regular Caesar salad.
Just Caesar salad.
Yeah.
Just a Caesar salad.
But maybe when they do those kinds of dinners at that resort, maybe they each take turns being Caesar salad guy.
Maybe.
So he's like, you son of a bitch. And he goes, hey, man, be cool. Tomorrow night you get to be bamboo fried shrimp guy, and I'll be Caesar salad guy.
They probably fight
They draw
over,
a short straw, and then they...
Yeah, they probably fight over who's gonna, it's probably like a hazing type thing. Who's gonna get trolled in front of the Americans? So it's just like a joke they play on each other. Like, oh, you look.
I got me Caesar salad tonight.
Oh, you got me with the Caesar salad, homie. I got you.
I remember working in fine dining. One of my
Crumb catching days.
one of my only square jobs before showbiz was I was working in fine dining, and I had to make tableside Caesar salads. And you got to do the whole thing, right? You got to have the romaine, you got to have the parm, the croutons, but you also have to make the dressing. So I'm there with the big wooden bowl, and I've got the ingredients. And I'm really doing a show because, this is it was a big thing, tableside Caesar. And so I got the lemon juice and the egg and the garlic and the thing, and I'm mixing all of it up for the dressing. And invariably there would be, and you got to put a little flair into it too. The Worcestershire sauce and the thing, and you'd be making it, and invariably midway through, you want to talk about an old crone?
Yeah.
Some old crone would say, can I get it without the Worcestershire? I'm like, lady, do you know what's in Caesar dressing? But I'm bucking for tips.
Yeah.
Right? This is a white tablecloth joint.
Mm-hmm.
Moneyed clients. Of course. Let me redo it.
To start over.
Yeah, I only have 24 tops other than you. You tell me ahead of time. But that was my fault because I didn't ask enough questions. This was not an era when you asked people, this was 30 plus years ago. This wasn't an era when you asked people if they had any dietary requirements.
Right.
You assumed if they had dietary requirements, they
speak
wouldn't
up.
order that, or they wouldn't order that. Mm-hmm. Oh, I can't have, well, then you don't order that then, do you?
I'm excited about the new business venture that I have, which is Caesar salads, but it's on a conveyor belt. And it's just one ingredient at a time on a little plate.
You have to make your own?
And you make it, you slowly assemble
Yeah.
a salad as all the ingredients go by.
Uh-huh.
And that way you don't have to worry about it because you know what you like. So if you don't want the Worcestershire sauce, then you don't have to put it on there.
After Big Billy's Burger Buffet out there in international waters, it makes sense that you would also want to have something here stateside.
Yeah.
Something. So Bill Squire's Caesar belt, what's it going to be called? Belt O Caesar? I don't know.
Caesar's Palace. I don't think anybody's
Caesar's,
using that.
Nobody's using that.
No,
Nope.
No one's using that.
Nope. What about Orange Julius Caesar, where you're making smoothies at one end and
Ooh,
you're
I
making
like
salads at the other, right?
Yep.
There's something
Choose
there.
your side.
I think there's something really there.
Left side of the restaurant's for the Orange Julius. The other side is for Caesar salad.
That's right. It's like the cat cafe I went to.
And a knife right
in
in
this
the
room,
middle.
it's the macchiatos. This room,
and
it's
a
the
knife
cats.
cutting right down the middle.
Yeah. So, well, listen. Maybe Poundcake will have an opportunity to do that again. Maybe we will. Maybe we'll have another show trip. Who knows? And then you can put that theory to the test.
Maybe
you can pretend to be allergic to something that you're not.
Maybe they'll troll.
You can say you have a sour tummy. You read about that plane where there's a bunch of people vomiting there
Oh God, no.
to Raleigh.
Is it like a chain reaction thing? Where one person started and it just, like in Stand By Me?
I think a lot of these, listen, all these headlines are clickbait, but when they say plane full of vomiting passengers, and then they say like 3 or 4 people puked.
Still a lot of people puke on a flight.
And if only one person pukes on a flight, the whole plane smells it. That permeates very quickly. So you have 3 or 4, you're right, that is more than enough. Baltimore to Raleigh, a Southwest flight. This is not a long flight. Baltimore to Raleigh. It's like as soon as you get to cruising altitude, they're like, all right, we're going to begin our descent. Turned into a 9-hour nightmare involving vomiting passengers and an abandoned airport. The flight was supposed to take around 75 minutes. They ran low on fuel and hit really bad weather near Raleigh. And as they began their descent, the whole thing started shaking. People thought the plane was coming apart.
Ooh.
One woman said that 3 people near them began to vomit. Now, they're doing this in bags. It's not like anybody seen Triangle of Sadness.
You can vomit in a bag, but you can't drink milk out of a bag.
I think now we know why. If you've seen the movie Triangle of Sadness, there's quite an extended sequence where there's a bunch of people, rich people vomiting on a cruise. So one like that, but a bunch of people around them were puking. Another person passed out. People were having panic attacks. That's got to be fun. The landing was aborted at about 1,300 feet. It's the only kind of abortion that they will allow in North Carolina. It was redirected to Myrtle Beach, and then they were held on the plane for 2 hours. So then you're sitting there for 2 hours on a plane where multiple people have vomited, and then they let them off the plane, and they had to sit in the terminal, which was closed, for another 4 hours. And they said we couldn't go anywhere because they wouldn't give us our luggage. Oh, air travel. It just gets better and better, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. I mean, these are the kind of stories that make the news, but there are thousands of flights every single day. So obviously these are the ones that are going to get the attention. One passenger said that a group of guys found a bar in the terminal and went behind it and just started pouring themselves drinks because there was no security.
There you go.
Then an empty plane showed up around 1 a.m. and flew them all to Raleigh, which was their intended destination. But yeah, boy, you get on there. And you never know what's going to... I can't believe, given everything else was going on, I can't believe there at least wasn't one TikTok video of some woman screaming and crying and running up and down, tearing her clothes off. That's usually what happens before any of the vomiting or the panic attacks. That seems to be almost more common. You're going to have 1 or 2 people freaking the F out.
See, that's one of the... That's one of the pros of actually wearing a mask on a plane. Like, if someone was to vomit, you can't smell anything. Like, you smell your own breath. You don't smell anybody else's.
It smells like my breath and puke in here. What's going on?
Yeah,
you hope you don't smell it.
Yeah, you still might get a smell, and you like just the sound of it might...
Be prepared. Have earbuds. People travel with earbuds anyways, and then if you have the mask on, you're immune to everything. Sit in the back and mind your business.
I used to be very sensitive to puking, and I've gotten over that over the years, but it was at one point like where if there was a puke happening around me,
oh, you're one of those guys.
I was.
You're like, don't puke. Yeah. Please don't puke.
Yeah, I'm fine now though.
How'd you get over it?
I don't even know. It was something that, like, when I was probably like 11 or 12, I remember my sister being sick when we were on vacation. Every time we went on vacation, somebody got sick. And I was just hearing it and puking, and like had a few other incidents like that over the years, but not a problem anymore. So I don't know how I got over it. It doesn't happen.
Hey, Randy.
Hey, I think I've got a good name for Bill's restaurant. Since it's a Caesar salad centric, Vini Vidi Veggie.
We came, we saw, we filled our bellies. Yes.
I love it.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty
Thank
good.
you, Randy. I appreciate the... Alan, did you have the 2-foot wooden pepper grinder too? Yes, I did. Fresh pepper. I go... If only I had had Poundcake's one sound effect. That would have come in handy back then. Fresh pepper. Yes, please. Say when.
Okay, do it.
That's exactly what it was. Bill's searching Caesar.
Ooh.
I mean, what's the searching, though?
And you're searching through the conveyor belt for the
Yeah.
right ingredients.
The conveyor belt.
The conveyor
Pancake
belt,
says,
yes.
I believe, yes. Alan, I'm an airline pilot. My record is 6 pukers on one flight.
Good job.
Wow. A record. That's his or her personal record. All right, I have to take a break. If you want to send a text, 35192, I'll have Weezer tickets for you. I want to go see Weezer. They're doing Blossom this summer. They're going to do June 16th out at Blossom. So I get you a couple of tickets for that coming back. 351